Hey guys, it's GameFace here, and today I'm bringing you a video on the potential January upgrades for some of FIFA 15's best cards, and some of the ones that maybe aren't quite as good, maybe silver cards as well, but some of the Premier League players we will be doing in the first episode. First of all, we're going to speak about Sergio Aguero, and obviously he's had such a good season so far, despite now being out with an injury for 4, 6 or 8 weeks, depending on how it goes. He is the top goal scorer, I think, in the Premier League now. He's beaten Costa at the moment, and he is 86 overall, and I've put him as an 88 rated card. I think he should go back up to that rated, that 88 rating that he did have in the previous FIFA, and I've upped his pace by 1, his dribbling by 1, shooting up by 2, defending up by 1, passing and physical then went up by 3 and 2. So I really did want to up his stats, and obviously this is just a potential upgrade, so it's not confirmed. This is what I would put him up to, and the stats that I would upgrade, or the main stats that I would upgrade anyway, and I think his 88 rated card will be really good. You can see with 89 pace and 88 shooting, along with obviously 89 dribbling, it'll be a really good card. And I've actually upped his defending, because I did feel that maybe 28 was a bit mean. I know I've only upped it by 1, but I still think that it probably should be higher, but it's hard to justify why, but I don't really think that it should be 28. I know he doesn't do that much defending, but it makes it out as if he's a bit of a lazy player, but he's not really. He does help out the team a lot, obviously, with both goals, and sometimes dropping into midfield. So I think it would be worth the 88 rated card due to his performance this season, which brings me on to another striker who has performed well, especially at the start of the season, and that is Costa. Before, his card is obviously worth 85, and I'm hoping that it might go up to maybe 86 or potentially even 87. I've put him as an 86 here though, and I've upped his pace by 2, and his dribbling by 2, and then he's shooting up by 4, and he's passing up by 2, leaving the defending and the physical as what they were. I was tempted to up the physical, but I thought maybe 88 was actually a fair representation of what he is like at the moment, and maybe 88 is possibly even too much physical stat, but I thought maybe his pace should go up, because he does have a little bit more pace than what his card suggests. His shooting should definitely go up in my opinion, because we have seen this season that he's very good in front of goal, and dribbling as well, getting into them sort of positions he does quite well, as well as just receiving the ball from his teammates. So I think Costa probably should go up at least 1 or 2 overall in this January upgrade that will be released by EA. I don't know when it's actually released, maybe it's at the end of December, but obviously the cards will be released into the game in January, I would have thought, followed by potentially some February upgrades as well. I think I did that last season, so that might happen this season. We don't really know too much so far, but moving on to the next player, and it is another Chelsea player. It's Fabregas. I've upped him by 2 overall. He's currently 84, and I think he probably should go up to about an 86 rated card. He's had a good season so far. He's obviously not scored that many goals. He doesn't tend to score that many, really. He is a bit more of a creative midfielder, which really explains why I've upped his dribbling and defending, and also obviously his passing as well. I've upped his pace by 2, dribbling up by 4, shooting didn't go up at all, defending up 4, and passing and physical I've both put up by 1. Now the reason why I didn't put his shooting up is I thought that maybe 79 was again a fair representation of how his shots are. He's fairly decent at shots, he just doesn't take them that often, and he doesn't score that often, but I think his shooting is pretty good, so I thought I'd keep it the same, because I didn't really feel that his shooting this season had merited an upgrade in his stats, so I thought maybe I'll just keep it as it is, his shooting. But other than that, I thought his pace maybe was a little bit low. I know he's obviously not the fastest person ever, but he's actually got really good dribbling, and I thought maybe his pace should be upped slightly, but I do think he should really be at least an 85 rated card, but I did put him at 86 because I really do feel that he could end up being one of the best transfers for Chelsea this season, obviously along with Costa. Moving on to the next player, we have 2 more players left. The next player is going to be Pele. Now, I think I've said that right. I think it's Pele. or something along those lines. I know obviously it's not like the Brazilian Pele, but before he's 77 overall, and I've upped him to 79 overall. I've upped his pace as well, which I thought maybe should be slightly higher. Again, I know he's not particularly fast, but I thought maybe he was slightly higher than 86, or he should be anyway in the upgraded card. His dribbling's gone up by 1, I've put his shooting up by 2, his defending up by 1, and his physical up by 2, because I thought maybe his physical wasn't quite as high as it should be, because he is quite a physical player. He does jump up in the air a lot, obviously using his height, so I thought that maybe he should go up by 2 on that one. And I upped his card to a 79 rated player because he has really done very well for Southampton. Started off really well, then he had a bit of a dip in form, but he has scored recently for Southampton, and he scored some pretty good goals as well recently and put in some good performances, so I do think that he should be higher than 77 rated, probably up to about 79 I would put him at, not quite getting that 80 mark, but nevertheless he's been a pretty good player for Southampton up front, along with Shane Long and Tadic behind him, along with Schneiderlin as well in the team, and Wanyama, and Pele has been fantastic for them. I wouldn't surprise me if he is the top goal scorer for them. I'm not too sure about that stat, but it wouldn't surprise me if he is, because he did get quite a few at the start of the season. Moving on to the last player that we've got, and that is Austin. Charlie Austin. He's currently a silver card, 74 overall, but I've said that he should go up to a gold card and a 76 overall player. And that's upping his pace by 2, his dribbling up by 1, his shooting up by 4, defending up by 1, passing up by 4, and physical up by 3. Now, he has got the most upgrades of any card that I've done in this episode. So basically the reason behind that is because for a start to be a gold player, you've got to go up by quite a few stats really. You can't have the sort of stats that he's got and be a gold player really, or realistically anyway. So I thought I'd up his stats by quite a bit. His pace obviously has gone up to 76, which I felt was about right really. He's not going to have that much more than that, I wouldn't have thought. So I thought that was pretty decent amount of pace for him to have compared to what he is like in real life. And also his dribbling has gone up by 1. Again, I thought maybe he just deserved a little push up to 78, and his shooting's gone up by 4, which I think is definitely deserved. He has had some pretty good goals this season. Again, I would have thought he's QPR's top goal scorer. I can't really think of too many other players who have scored that many goals for them this season. And defending's gone up by 1. Again, I just thought maybe 34 slightly harsh on him. I'm sure he's back for corners and things like that, so he will help with the defending side of things, I would have thought. Passing's gone up by 4. Again, I felt 50 was maybe a bit low for him. I know obviously being a striker and quite a tall striker, he doesn't do that much passing, but I still do think his passing should be better than 50. And his physical stat for me had to go up as well. He is quite a physical presence up front for QPR. And obviously has won a lot of headers and things like that in the box for them this season. So that is why I upped that by 3. And that is it for this first episode of my potential January upgrades. This week it was featuring Aguero and Diego Costa. Next week I haven't quite decided who it will be, but no doubt I'll probably stay with the Premier League players for episode 2, and then we might move on to some other leagues. Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this, then please leave a like and subscribe. That would be really appreciated. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.